Good evening. A mother and father in Guelph have been arrested and charged in the death of their young son. Guelph police say on January 25th, 2023, emergency crews arrived at a downtown apartment to find a 20-month-old dead in the family home. Following a lengthy investigation by the Major Crimes Unit, a 36-year-old Guelph man and 30-year-old Guelph woman were arrested this week, each charged with criminal negligence causing death and 2 counts of failing to provide necessities of life to a child. And in Waterloo Region, police have released the image of a man they want you to keep an eye out for. Gregory Zaire has been charged with sexual assault with a weapon, forcible confinement, kidnapping, assault with a weapon, possession of a weapon, and uttering threats of death or bodily harm. The alleged incident happened in London in June, but WRPS say Zaire has been released on bail and is living in New Hamburg. As a part of his conditions, he is to stay in his home or on his property at all times and not allowed access to the internet or any weapons. Police are asking that if you observe Zaire breaching any of these release conditions, not to approach him and to call 911 immediately. Officials say they believe it was important to release his photo for public safety. Well, a search warrant conducted in Kitchener this morning at a home in the area of Country Hill Drive has resulted in a long list of charges for 2 people. Suspected fentanyl, methamphetamine, and hydromorphone were seized, as well as a loaded handgun and ammunition. Police say this was the result of an investigation that began earlier this year. A 34-year-old man and 26-year-old woman from Kitchener are now facing many charges, including possession for the purpose of trafficking, careless storage of a firearm, and failed to comply with a probation or court order. They are being held in police custody, awaiting a bail hearing. And to Centre Wellington now, where OPP are searching for this man, who they say made a habit of helping himself to items at the liquor store. Police say 4 times now he has been spotted stealing from the LCBO in Fergus. This photo was taken at 5 o'clock on Friday. Anyone who can help police identify the man is asked to call OPP or Crime Stoppers, and they're reminding the public that if your information leads to an arrest, you may be eligible for a cash reward of $2,000. Hamilton police have arrested a suspect in connection with a deadly stabbing over the weekend. Around 2:30 a.m. on Sunday, a taxi driver found 21-year-old Zenon Russell suffering from a serious stab wound. He later died in hospital. 26-year-old Kyle Dumont MacArthur has been arrested and charged with second-degree murder in connection with Russell's death. Investigators say the stabbing happened roughly 10 minutes after the victim and suspect left King Street Billard and Sports Bar.
After the establishment closed, a verbal altercation occurred outside on King Street West. We still have not determined what led to that altercation. Following the altercation, the suspect and the victim left the premises separately. Approximately 10 minutes later, they encountered one another near Main Street and Fred Street, where the victim was stabbed.
Police say they are not looking for any other suspects in connection to Russo's murder. Well, justice has been delayed in the case against Sonia Larson of Stratford. The 64-year-old pleaded guilty earlier this year to 1 count of arson for starting a fire that destroyed a restaurant in Bayfield. The restaurant was owned by someone very close to her. A sentence was supposed to be handed down today, but a late request from her son delayed proceedings. CTV's Jeff Pickle explains.
It was supposed to be the end of the legal saga for Sonia Larson, seen here in the blue and black floral shirt entering Goderich Court. In May, Larson pleaded guilty to arson in a fire that destroyed the hub on the docks in Bayfield in 2023, a restaurant at the time owned by her son, Kevin Larson. The fire destroyed the building. The restaurant never reopened. The damage estimate sits at $1.7 million. According to an agreed statement of facts, on 3 occasions, Sonia Larson attempted to burn down the restaurant. First, on October 13, 2023, security footage captures Larson entering the closed restaurant before starting a fire that ultimately went out on its own. Next, on August 16th, video again captured her entering the closed restaurant and starting a fire that again went out on its own. Finally, on October 17th, 2023, Sonia Larson entered the restaurant and started a fire that quickly spread through the building. OPP, Blue Water Fire, and the Ontario Fire Marshal investigated and found the fire was deliberately set. Sonia Larson was not charged until September of 2025. Throughout the investigation, Sonia Larson did not provide a motive for the fire, but told police she had a breaking point and was in a dark place at the time of the fire. At no point did she implicate or mention any involvement by her son, Kevin Larson. In a statement to CTV News, Kevin Larson said this fire in Bayfield caused significant hardship, both financial and emotional. Our entire family stands with her, offering our full love and support during this trying situation. The Crown is asking for 18 months to be served in jail and 2 years probation. Defense is seeking a term of 18 months of house arrest. The judge says he was ready to hand down a sentence when at the 11th hour, court became aware that the victim, Kevin Larson, would like to make a victim impact statement. At that point, the judge says that hearing from victims is critical and they could not go forward until they heard that victim impact statement. So we will be back at Goderich Court next week on August 20th. Jeff Pickle, CTV News, Goderich.
It's been days since a summer storm rocked our region, but the long list of damage is still adding up, such as a large slab of concrete that came crashing down onto a pedestrian pathway in Galt. And as CTV's Heather Centerin explains, it was a scary sight for some young parents.
Saturday's storm brought wicked winds, rain, and even a tornado warning. Residents in a Galt neighborhood say their whole house was rocked.
Felt like an earthquake really vibrated the whole floor, the whole house. We were just sitting there feeding our baby and didn't really know what happened.
A retaining wall came crashing down on Concession Street near Mackenzie Street onto a busy pedestrian walkway.
And I'll take her for a walk down that path. So it's the timing is scary if that could have fallen while we were down there.
No injuries were reported, and the region of Waterloo, who is responsible for the wall, says the area was quickly secured to keep residents safe.
Hopefully they don't just treat it as an isolated incident. You know, they look at the whole wall, they start to look at other walls that might be in similar state and make sure this kind of thing doesn't happen again.
It looked like it was a poured concrete wall, and those they tend to last longer till they don't.
A local landscaper says it looks like it could have been an old wall.
A lot of walls, they fail because there's no drainage. Or if it's an older wall and there's sand back there, it could have clogged all the drainage pipes. And then it's just a recipe for disaster.
He says pedestrians should keep their eye out for signs retaining walls could be giving out.
You can see walls, if you have a straight shot, you can kind of see it starts to bow out in one section, but then the rest is straight. And you can tell it's going to fail right there, right?
The region says crews are evaluating the site to find out the root cause, with the goal of implementing immediate repairs. Heather Centerin, CTV News, Cambridge.
Well, before such extreme damage can occur, the weather must come in with a roar and hopefully a warning, too. With extreme weather seemingly becoming more prominent, Environment Canada says they're changing the way they warn us. A new system with a tighter target. CTV's Krista Simpson explains.
Environment Canada meteorologists are tracking a severe thunderstorm that is possibly producing a tornado.
It's a warning that isn't always heeded or even needed by everyone who receives it.
If it's severe weather, then, I just check my phone and, but I can look outside as well and see if I can judge based off how it's looking outside.
Previously, severe weather warnings from Environment Canada were sent out based on predetermined zones that could be quite large, with only some people in the area actually in the path of bad weather.
So there was a lot of alert fatigue that was happening for areas that they didn't see any severe weather approaching them. It'd be blue skies.
The new system is attempting to change that. It allows forecasters to draw their own polygon shape around a storm, with severe thunderstorm and tornado warning alerts now only going to those who are most likely to be impacted.
So it's much more targeted, much more precise.
The alerts are expected to include more details on exactly what areas may be affected and hopefully a safety message that's less likely to be ignored or brushed off.
We want when people see a tornado warning, for example, that they do take those warnings seriously because it could mean loss of life, unfortunately.
The alerts can also now be updated more quickly as a storm develops, splits, or two areas of concern merge.
Environment Canada has just rolled out its new tornado warning and severe thunderstorm warning alerts to its Weather Can app. The new system is also available for other weather apps to use.
The changes will also impact alert-ready emergency warnings that set off alarms on people's cell phones when there's a tornado warning or a warning about a severe thunderstorm with wind gusts of 130 kilometers an hour or more and hail the size of a baseball.
Krista Simpson, CTV News.
The market for new homes in Ontario could be experiencing a major turnaround. A new report finds sales more than doubled in the second quarter of this year, largely due to a federal HST rebate. But as CTV's Spencer Turcotte tells us, the recovery isn't being felt everywhere.
After months of buyers standing on the sidelines, there's finally some movement in Ontario's new home market.
The data that we just collected over the second quarter of this year compared to last year shows a 130% increase in new home sales.
Building industry data show more than 8,400 new homes were sold across Ontario in the second quarter of this year. Compare that with 3,600 during the same period last year before the HST relief.
Taking up to $130,000 off the price of a new home put home ownership back into reach for a number of Ontario families.
The recent report commissioned by the Building Industry and Land Development Association indicates 4,765 of the additional sales were a direct result of HST reduction, but there's a caveat.
We've more than doubled, but from what levels? From basically historical lows of where we were.
Realtor Sean Ramator says the biggest traction is in the freehold and detached market. Condos aren't experiencing the same jump. Regardless, his Waterloo Region clients aren't necessarily running to buy new builds, even with this new incentive.
We have seen a bit of a bump, but I wouldn't say that, I've seen a 180-degree turn of now, phone ringing off the hook saying buyers are willing to get out there.
And there's still a big question mark hanging over the market.
Is the HST reprieve going to be renewed annually? We don't know that yet.
So with the HST rebate set to expire at the end of March 2027, it's unclear if that momentum can continue without the recent incentive that gave many families a chance to start building a future. Spencer Turcotte, CTV News.
Well, here's a reason to keep your chin up to the stars.
The most spectacular meteor shower of 2026 in terms of visibility.
Still to come on CTV News, Colton Weens explains when and how to see a show of stars. And taking a look at our temperature quickly, it's currently 17 degrees out there. Now that the low pressure, the rain has left, that barometer is rising again at 101 and our winds are fairly calm. It's 17 degrees in KW, 16 in Goderich and in Barrie, 21 down in Windsor. Our satellite radar showing so much clearer skies tonight. We do have a little bit of a thin cloud cover and some haze, however. And taking a look at the sunset outside of our CTV News Kitchener studios early this evening. It was a beautiful, colorful evening. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's meant to be a fairy tale moment, but for a couple in Southampton, a quick, clumsy move made them feel out at sea. Their engagement ring was a needle in a haystack of sand, saved by a tidal wave of wanderers. CTV's Alexander Hollick has this story.
This is the moment Sam Bagel Lerner proposed to his girlfriend Eliana Reamer on a Southampton beach Monday.
And they dropped the ring.
And this is the moment they lost the engagement ring.
I got up, I went to hug her, and her arm brushed up against my arm and it was knocked to the ground. And so I looked down and then all of a sudden the ring was not in its case.
My first thought was definitely shock. I was like, no way, this has just happened.
The couple stayed calm and started searching, knowing the ring couldn't be far.
We were just visually looking around and we didn't see it, and then a little bit of panic started to rise.
He just asked her to marry him and I think he dropped the ring and now they're looking for it.
Within minutes of the ring falling somewhere in this area of Chantry Beach here in Southampton, the community sprung into action, posting a social media call out to bring metal detectors and a keen eye to the beach.
I came walking over to see if I could help.
Jennifer Bedard was visiting the beach with her kids when she witnessed the proposal and what came after. She posted on Facebook, hoping local beachcombers would lend a helping hand.
People started arriving pretty quickly after that with their equipment to help.
Among them was Saoirse Johnson, a Southampton resident with her brother's decades-old metal detector in tow.
So at first I was just kind of sweeping wherever people told me to sweep. I didn't really know what I was doing exactly.
More than an hour later, it started getting dark, but the group didn't lose hope, closing in until hearing that sound of relief.
Saoirse?
Yeah. Her metal detector went off. I used the sieve. I found it. But it was not a one-person job. This was a community coming together.
Honestly, I was sobbing when we found the ring. We were so eternally grateful for all the support and the wishes and people just coming down to help us. We were just complete strangers.
As for the couple, they say their wedding is set for next summer, and they plan to visit the beach again in the future. But their first order of business?
We'll make sure to keep the ring secure. We're getting it resized.
Alexandra Hollick, CTV News, Southampton.
Still to come on CTV News, an egg-tastic business a mother hen could be proud of. How one teenager's ambitions have put him up in the pecking order. And a lot of large clouds rolled in through the region around sunset this evening. They were beautiful, though. CTV News continues in 2 minutes. Well, here's a look at Highway 8, we will be going to that later. We're going to take a look at our forecast as of right now. Earlier today, we had the risk of some severe thunderstorms. Here's a look at Highway 8 in Kitchener. And in the upper left corner of your screen, you can just make out the glowing red sunset we had earlier tonight. Absolutely gorgeous. It is a little sign, though, of some hazy conditions. That is what that normally means. A little bit of smoke, a little bit of smog. It could be a little bit of everything. But one thing we did not see today was the thunderstorms here in the KW City Center. Surrounding areas did have some major rainfall and some thunderstorms, but we did not here in the city center. Our almanac for today, we hit a high of 26 degrees. Our low early this morning was 13.9, so almost at our normal for this day through history. Our futurecast right now, you can see those rain clouds really starting to move out to the extreme southwest. However, London down to Chatham, Kent, Windsor, still looking at some precipitation into the overnight hours. For your Thursday and Friday for KW, going to be beautiful and sunny. A little bit of a rain risk and some cloud cover to the southwest, but for the most part, a beautiful stretch of weather is ahead for us until we get to our Sunday, however. But we'll take a look at that in our 7-day forecast. Overnight tonight in KW, we're dropping to a low of 13 degrees. So that thunderstorm risk has now moved out. We're starting to see some fog patches and hazier conditions. Tomorrow, a high of 26 and a humidex value of 30. That UV will be on the higher side at 8 and the winds at about 20 kilometers per hour from the west. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, beautiful conditions here in Waterloo region. Into your Sunday, mainly cloudy conditions with a 40% chance of showers, and that looks like that's more in the evening hours right now. For your Monday morning, some cloud cover, which will clear out by the afternoon. The next 7 days through Lambton, Kent and Essex, similar story. A thunderstorm risk is possible for your Sunday, but the rest of your 7 days are going to be beautiful and gorgeous and hot and warm. Up in southern Georgia Bay for the next 7 days, a lighter risk of showers through your Sunday, but the rest of those 7 days, beautiful, gorgeous August. And as we looked outside this evening, we did see partially cloudy conditions. So it's tough to say where you are if you will be able to see some of this meteor shower that is on the way. We had a partial solar eclipse, which was seen over southern Ontario this afternoon, and a meteor shower will hit its peak tonight. CTV's Colton Weens took a trip to the University of Guelph's observatory today to learn more about it.
A solar eclipse above Earth today, best seen over parts of Europe, where a total eclipse was observed.
Parts of Europe are seeing the first total solar eclipse that they've had in mainland Europe since the 90s.
From the University of Guelph's observatory, just 15% coverage of the sun was expected, but clouds made it nearly impossible to see.
Depending on where you are, you're going to have different types of coverage. So like we had 2 years ago, April, we had almost 100, we had 96% coverage here in Guelph, 100% 100% coverage in Hamilton. Now we flip-flopped with mainland Europe, and so we're seeing only partial coverage at 15% from our vantage point.
While the clouds didn't cooperate for viewing the eclipse today, there is another astronomical event stargazers can still look forward to. The annual Perseids meteor shower is back again, peaking Wednesday night into Thursday.
The Perseids occur every year when the Earth travels through debris left by the comet Swift-Tuttle. And as that debris hits our upper atmosphere, it burns up in the atmosphere. So this one also corresponds conveniently with the new moon. So that means that there's going to be no bright objects in our sky to obscure even the dimmest meteors. So you might actually get to see somewhere around the neighborhood of like 60 meteors an hour. However, if it's anything like it is right now, you may not. But the good thing about that is that the Perseids will continue on for the next week or so.
Orbach says the new moon impact should last for a couple days, and getting away from any light pollution in the city will help.
So they occur annually, and it happens all the time, but it just so happens this year that it coincides with that new moon. So this does literally have the makings of being the most spectacular meteor shower of 2026 in terms of visibility.
Now, for any future eclipse viewings, there's a couple important dates to note. The next total solar eclipse in Canada will be seen in western provinces in 2044, but southern Ontario's next total solar eclipse will be in 118 years. However, solar and lunar eclipses occur within 2 weeks of each other, and a lunar eclipse with 96% coverage is expected here on the night of August 27th and the morning of the 28th. Krista.
Okay, CTV's Colton Weens reporting for us this evening. Thank you so much, Colton. Hopefully you watching will have an opportunity to see some of those meteors tonight. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, they started off just winging it, but over the past 6 months, their small farm stand has quickly run itself up the pecking order. CTV's Scott Miller has more on Cody's Egg Shack in Walkerton and what's next for the team.
It's not quite 10 a.m. and Cody's Egg Shack in Walkerton is buzzing. At the till, Cody Russwurm, a 16-year-old with cerebral palsy, who 6 months ago was running a farm stand selling eggs that only locals really knew about. Now, he's one of Midwestern Ontario's most recognizable residents, with 90,000 followers on Facebook and his own full-fledged retail store and expanding brand.
Very surreal, and I'm sure we don't have accurate words to describe the last 6 months, because none of this is probably what we had ever dreamed of or set out to do, but pretty cool.
Cody, a young man of few words, does have a word to describe the past 6 months.
Crazy.
3 years ago, Cody and his parents launched Cody's Egg Shack at their farm near Walkerton to see if Cody was interested in taking over the family farm. Last November, Cody's parents challenged him to reach 10,000 online followers and the family could get a pool. He reached that pretty quickly, but a visit from Dine in 519 online food influencer Jesse Walker in January pushed Cody to 50,000 followers in a matter of days. He now sits at over 90,000 followers, which has sent Cody's Egg Shack from a simple farm stand all the way to a retail store featuring his famous pickled eggs, an industrial kitchen to meet demand for as many products, and a growing brand that is recognizable across much of southwestern Ontario.
So we started this and just needed to be able to see what he could do, and now we've got a business that he's able to maintain, which is wild to be able to say that has all happened really in like less than a year.
Cody's family has used his fame for the community's good as well. Not only does he feature many other locally produced products on his shelves, his family raised $40,000 this February to buy 10 accessible tricycles for families with physically challenged children. That charitable spirit, the ability to authentically share his daily life with the community through his Facebook page, and of course that infectious smile brings customers from all over Ontario to Cody's 2 Egg Shacks.
It's nice to see somebody with a small business just doing so well in a community that has been so accepting and helpful.
Cody's parents say they've seen him come out of his shell and learn so many skills since they opened the retail store in July. Enough that it might be something he could operate with some help, but with less help than he needed just a few months ago. He likes it even more than farming, he says.
No, I would never.
You're gonna run the store?
Yeah.
In Walkerton, Scott Miller, CTV News.
What a great story, and I love it that it is his authenticity that is selling his brand. Congratulations to him and to the family. Well, that's our time. Thank you so much for checking in with us. You can find news anytime at ctvkitchener.ca.